Hi and welcome to the vlog. I'm Tova, this is Elin, and in this week's vlog we're going to talk about the chickenpox vaccine. Yes, so Elin had the chickenpox vaccine recently and she's been doing really well. Alright, a few more details. We can give more details. The chickenpox vaccine is given in 2 doses with a month in between. It is a live vaccine and it needs to be kept in what's called a cold chain, i.e. it can't be out of the fridge for too long before being given. So there are certain things to think about just logistically when giving the vaccination, and why I'm bringing this up will become very obvious in a couple of minutes when I get to that part. Also, it being a live vaccine means that it can bring with it some slightly iffy side effects that we had to keep an eye out for in Elin immediately after the vaccination as well. I originally didn't realise that there was such a thing as a chickenpox vaccine. And one thing that has been freaking me out no end is the idea of Elin contracting chickenpox. Because Elin is hospitalised from a cold several times a year. She has a bit of a cold, she goes into a really nasty spiral of seizures and vomiting. We're in hospital for 4 or 5 nights. And I was thinking that chickenpox is not gonna be pretty on Elin. So I heard that there was a chickenpox vaccine. I decided to start looking into it, do a bit of research. Now, Googling cerebral palsy, chickenpox, or cerebral palsy and chickenpox vaccine is not pretty. You get a lot of crap coming up. Effectively, what you will learn very quickly is that you are going to damage your child for life if you do vaccinate them, but that your child is going to die if you don't. So my advice is don't Google it, or if you do Google it, be very careful with what sources you read and make sure that you're looking at peer-reviewed papers, NHS material, or whatever the equivalent is in your country. NHS is the British healthcare system, so that you get good, proper science-backed feedback. But having done my research, I went and talked to Elin's specialist paediatrician, because my concern is that as Elin responds so abnormally to fighting viruses in general, getting chickenpox might for her mean a very severe reaction, extremely severe seizures, likely hospital stay, possible intensive care stay, a possibility that because she's not fully immunocompromised. There are children who are immunocompromised. Elin is definitely not one of them. But because she reacts so abnormally when her immune system is stressed, I have quite severe concerns about what might happen. And I mean, here is where, you look this up on Google, you will learn that your child will die if they don't have the vaccination. There are children with cerebral palsy with what on paper, in a newspaper, looks like a similar kind of setup as Elin has, who have passed away from getting chickenpox. Now, this obviously is an extremely rare situation and laughable, obviously, but it's not a risk we're going to take. The risk with Elin is that she would get more severely ill than what chickenpox would normally warrant in a child. For us, it's extremely important that as she can be vaccinated, we do vaccinate her. So with this in mind, and with a lengthy conversation with her specialist paediatrician, it was agreed that Elin probably was eligible to get the chickenpox vaccine on the NHS. So this was passed on to our GP and it was approved immediately, no problems there whatsoever. This was in March 2019. And then started an interesting back and forth. I mentioned the cold chain issue. So initially, Elin's paediatrician wanted Elin to have the vaccination in hospital so that she could be under proper observation as the vaccination was given as a just-in-case measure. But he wanted the GP to prescribe it. Our GP rightly said it's a cold chain vaccine. If we prescribe it, it has to be picked up here at the surgery, then taken to the hospital, and at that point you've broken the cold chain. We're not willing to do that. This went on for a while. Eventually, it was basically decided that she was going to have the vaccination at our GP surgery, just to simplify matters. And we have a brilliant, brilliant head nurse at that surgery who fought our corner for us, and made sure that it happened in the right way and in a medically safe way. So kudos to her. We love her. She's amazing. Yeah. And then it was December 2019 when she finally got the vaccination. In between March and December, one of our next door neighbours' kids came down with chickenpox, and Alice had been playing quite a lot with him beforehand, so I was kind of sitting here chewing my fingernails down to the bone because I was a bit nervous. But neither of the kids got chickenpox, thankfully. And now that Elin has been vaccinated, she is immune for life. So how did she take it? Big fat old jab into her hip here. She flinched and that was it. Kind of going, oh, that's uncomfortable, and then she was fine. Yeah, because you're a hard one, aren't you? You're a little trooper. Can you see her gappy smile, by the way? She's lost her top front tooth. Yeah, there it is. Can you see my gappy smile? I'm so cute. I'm so cute. Here you are. Yep, just a flinch. No other reaction, absolutely fine. After the first jab, she was a little down and a little upset for a couple of days afterwards. Nothing else. We were told to keep an eye out for a rash around the injection site, and we were told to keep an eye out for a chickenpox-like rash. It's a live vaccine, so you can actually give a small case of chickenpox-ish. I love my English. And if that happens, she would also be contagious, and we would have had to keep her home from school and away from situations where vulnerable children are. But none of that happened. After the second jab, she was a little bit down and a little bit grumpy for one day after the vaccination, and has since been absolutely fine. So all in all, no side effects. The experience of it, while it took longer than I wanted to, has been really positive. She's now protected for life, which is what's important to us, and that also means that she's protecting her friends where relevant. And yeah, really good. Kind of glad I'm the advocating kind of mum, because I feel much safer. We have not gone down the route of vaccinating Alice. We can keep Alice away from the sort of play groups where the vulnerable children are, and I'm not worried about her catching chickenpox. She's a sturdy, healthy child. If she catches it, that's fine. And Elin thinks I'm funny. She does. Yeah, she does. She thinks I'm really funny. Elin, you're gonna say, that's all for this week? Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this informative. If you have any questions about the chickenpox vaccine, about our experience of it, please put them in the comments below. Or if you yourself have any experience of it, do let us know how it's gone. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!